This reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or any other area of your chart where you feel Gemini could be prominent. It could also have to do with a Gemini you're dealing with. It's going to resonate differently for everybody. This one is kind of a doozy. It's kind of complicated. This is either going to be about you or someone that you're involved with on some level. There is a man that at one point seemed like pretty nice, right? I think he was pretty nice. Or to some degree. It's like there is a man in your energy, or maybe you are the man. Somebody was very loving and caring and sweet and kind. And maybe even like a good husband and father figure to somebody. But there was some family dynamic that was off, right? Like, and by that I mean, like, this could be translated in a few ways. Perhaps he had a family that, was dysfunctional, whether he, like, married somebody and made that family himself. He could have also come from a dysfunctional family. He could have also been married to a woman, and there is like a wife card that is in the reverse, clarifying the Four Wands in reverse, which tells me maybe there was some sort of dysfunction in a committed relationship with this person, maybe for a while. This is somebody who like never moved on. So it's like, if alright, let's say that you're the, if it's not wife, it's like there's like a feminine energy who either was not as into it or not as committed, or maybe also in it for the wrong reasons, especially if you're not the feminine energy. If this is the background story of somebody that you're seeing, this could have been somebody who married for financial purposes. And maybe this man was very loving and caring, and, because he comes in the upright. Maybe he had poor judgment. And also, like, again, this could be a similar. You might have placements of, is it Scorpio? There was a reading, the last reading or two, there was something similar where, like, somebody, it might have been Cancer. Somebody, like, it may have, like, married after getting somebody pregnant and did the right thing. Like, this is giving that energy. That's for some. For others, it's just like somebody was in a relationship where, it feels like the man was all in and, like, very emotionally invested, potentially into a woman who was not on the same wavelength. Alternatively, this could be somebody who has kind of a domineering mother or some sort of issue with a very prominent woman in his family life that has maybe marred his perception to some degree. That being said, right now, the present energy is like something about this man's attitude has changed. It's like done like a total 180. He has become potentially very bitter or sour. Like, somebody is like a little more jaded. Like, he used to be a lot kinder, and like much more open to love or something. And whether it's because this woman from the past didn't hold up her end of the bargain, or like didn't, somebody may have really hurt him in the past. This could be a general backstory, because this might be like somebody's villain origin story or something. Because this is like, I'm not trying to say he's a villain, but this is giving the energy of somebody who is like very much like, I don't care about feelings, I just want sex, I'm unapologetic about that, you are a side piece. Maybe he doesn't say that to you directly, but that might kind of be his attitude in general. This is somebody who is like, he's like he has the attitude of like, I am more than generous, and um like, this is my offer, take it or leave it. um and he might just be the type that like is only out for very surface pleasure. This could be somebody who like, it's like if he was married in the past, now he's divorced, maybe he only dates younger women now or something. This is somebody who like um will only allow himself to, at least for right now, is only allowing himself to engage in um trying to like find a way to say this without sounding cheesy, but for some reason I only like, the only term that I can think of is like engage in lustful behavior. Like, that sounds so stupid. He like only wants, like, he just wants to have sex and he doesn't want to have feelings. That is the energy of somebody right now. So if this is somebody you've been dealing with for a while, or if this is somebody new that you just met, you have to know. And again, maybe this is not your story. Like, if it's not your story, don't claim it. Don't be like, wrong. Like maybe it's not your story, but somebody maybe needs to hear this, because somebody might be like, wow, why is this guy such an asshole? This is why he like got his heart broken at one point, and now he's like, the only way to protect myself is to only like to only date people and like only sleep with people and then leave them, like, as soon as they have like, as soon as I've slept with them, or as soon as uh and this is giving like very unhealed energy. This is like, once I've conquered my conquest or whatever, I'm done with them. So you need to be very careful if this is somebody new, because if you're emotionally invested in them, this is how they protect their heart. They are not somebody that is in the mood to be emotionally invested in literally anybody right now. And it has to do with this background. This like, again, like this origin story of like having his heart broken in the past. At one point, he was very emotionally open. He may have had a family. He may have even come from a family. He may have had a mother who did not know how to nurture his emotional capacity. Like, he could have been very sensitive as a child, for example. And, he might have had very prominent female figures in his life, especially in his family, that did not care for him properly, and that maybe fucked him up a little in the process. And now he's like, I don't want to say now he's this raging asshole, but he's not like, if you think, at least in this moment, that he is like going to be something more than a hookup, I'm not trying to discourage you. And if you are a Gemini, like, that might be your vibe anyway. Geminis are pretty easy breezy when it comes to like dating in general, like, and maybe, like, but if you're like confused about this guy, maybe he like only texts you at 3 a.m. or whatever. Like, this is his vibe, at least for now. Coming up, it's like, okay, and like, let's say, for example, like, maybe he's still married, and like, maybe he, like, it's like, if he's married, this also might be like, and he doesn't have to be, but maybe this is like part of what this is too. Like, maybe he's technically still married, so he knows he can't have anything serious. Maybe he just got out of a marriage and he's not in the mood for anything serious. It does feel like somebody needs to hear this, because it does feel like somebody may end up feeling defeated in this situation, or somebody may feel like they're not getting the attention that they deserve, whether it's you or this person. It's like, someone may also just thrive on attention, and if the second they decide that they're not getting the attention that they want, they might be out the door. This is also like maybe somebody who just enjoys attention from like new people, and like once this could be somebody who like gets bored after like they might text for a little bit and then they're done. Like this is somebody maybe with a very short attention span. I hope I'm not like breaking your heart. If this is somebody new that you were like super into, maybe just be very cautious. Um it does feel like I mean, one potential thing that might end up happening is like he might, yeah, it's like there's some energy of like, let's say he's married and he ends up getting a divorce, he still ends up sort of like dumping all of his side pieces too. Whether like you end up being like the last girl in this horror movie is hard to say. I will say, at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment. So, that is at the bottom, and it's after a very long process of, like, him being an asshole. So I don't want you to be, like, super invested in the idea that this works out eventually. Because even if it does work out eventually, um, it's like you do have to kind of deal with this version of him. One thing I do see potentially happening is like, it's like there could be some sort of positive path later down the line. There could be some destined or fated connection, but it's like it comes with a lot of heartbreak or heartache, maybe is a better word. At least at first. It's like he might not recognize it. It's like if you choose to continue on a path with this person, they might not recognize your worth or your value, at least not right away. Maybe even over and over again. So if you choose to keep putting yourself in this line of fire, just know that this is somebody who is very good at protecting his heart. He is very good at like psychologically disconnecting from his emotions in a way that is borderline sociopathic. Just to be like really upfront with you, this is somebody who has like he got hurt once and is like, nope, never gonna do that again, never gonna open myself up to feelings again. Like there was some woman that really did a number on him and affected him emotionally in a way that he decided he will never do that again. He will never feel that again. He's like, no, thank you. I'm good. He might be a Gemini himself. That is sometimes a Gemini thing for dudes. Sometimes that's what they do. They're like, oh yeah, no, emotions are too much for me. Thank you, but no, thank you. I will only hook up from now on forever. So maybe, potentially, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. These are not always the most fun readings. I know you're probably like, bitch, this is not what I want to hear. I want you to tell me that we're gonna live happily ever after. You might. I mean, you do have Nine of Cups at the very bottom of the deck, which means you could get a wish fulfillment like 100 years from now. Not like that long, but like it is at the bottom of the deck, which means it comes after a very long journey, and that journey is like it's like paved with like a lot of like grief, like and a lot of like feeling left behind and feeling neglected and not like feeling overlooked and like this guy being kind of an asshole. So you have to know like if this is resonating with you on some level, if you're like, oh yeah, that guy is kind of an asshole. I mean, especially if you've already dealt with him on some level for a little while now, maybe this is somebody that you kind of like go back with every now and then. Like maybe you break up for a few months and then you start talking again a little while later. This could be like an ongoing cycle, so I don't want you to get like overly invested, overly emotional. I already feel like I've been talking for 75 days, but you get the point. If you resonate with this reading, if you like it, even if you hate it, feel free to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. You can always book a reading for a personal reading at lunarprophet.com. But until next time, good luck, Gemini.